Hi, I'm Ashley.
Hello, I'm Nikita.
I'm Naya.
I'm Yu Zhang.
We're Group D, and the topic of this presentation is spam.
Terminology. Spam is an unwanted advertising or other correspondence sent to the people who have not expressed a desire to receive it. First of all, a spam term refers to the emails. And the first known emails, which was spam, but authors not call it yet as a spam, was in 1st of May 1978. And it was sent with the program called ARPANET. ARPANET, it was a local forum server with hundreds of users. And in the 1st of May, one of the marketers from the local big company just logged into this server and sent the advertising of their company with the emails to every user. So that was the first way of spam. The history of spam. And the history of the term dates back to the 70s to the British comedy television series Monty Python Circus. In one of the movie scenes, the action took place in a small restaurant, and to all visitors in the menu they were offered a big amount of canned ham called spam. Something like spam with beans, spam with potatoes, spam with salad, everything was with spam. So, and Vikings, which were as a clients there, started to sing a song, spam, 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 my favorite spam, and stuff like that. In general, there was just too much spam. So the word spam was fixed by a new meaning, which later turned into computer terminology to denote annoying advertising mailings. So now I've explained the most popular types of spam. Advertising, the first type will be advertising illegal products. With the spam you receive information about guns, ammunition, drugs and all stuff which is illegal, and that's like one of the types. The next type is advertising, when just local companies ask some kind of providers and the small companies who run servers and has the data to advertise their products. One of the types also is Nigerian letters, and the type was called like this because a lot of letters and emails were received from Nigeria, and basically people were just asking other users to send the money on their bank account. The next type is phishing. Phishing is the most popular one and the most dangerous because people ask, they write you email and they say that they're like their managers or your mother needs help, all stuff like this, and they ask to give your bank details, and after they log into your banks and took money from your bank account, and take money from your bank account. Next type is chain letters. That's one is when you receive an email called, if you don't do this, we will do some kind of bad stuff to you. For example, you receive email, log into this website, or we will get a virus on your PC. That is a chain letter. Next is letter of happiness, when you receive a letter called, if you send this email to other 50 persons, then you will be happy on the 50%. If you send it to the 100 persons, you will be on 100% happy. Also, there is a financial pyramids, when you need to invest £100 and get back £1,000, and the most popular one is the porn spam, but I think I don't need to explain this type of spam.
Hello everyone. I will introduce you why has spam become popular. The word submit on the information security, which ended in Tunisia, is in 2005. In the past, there were only two things in the world that were destined to escape. This is death and tax change. Now there is more announcing thing is spam. The truth is like this sentence: spam is announcing. One of its great features is that it can be sent in batches. Its content including earning information, adult advertising, commercial and or personal website advertising, e-magazines, letters, and more. It can be said that spam has become a part of people's lives. While new filtering software and laws that block e-spam may reduce their numbers, embarrassing emails may reduce, but e-spam, like postal spam, will never disappear. Recently, a network security researcher named Beckel in Paris found that the Natural's spam robot draw as much data as 40 GB. The computer program used to send spam is called online, which has 711 million email addresses and millions of stolen passwords. This shows how huge the number of batches is sent. Next, due to the explosive growth in the number of smartphones and the popularity of broadband internet, people will always leave more and more traffic when they go online. So the penetration of electronic spams will only become easier. For example, one of the most common source of email addresses is a dictionary search of email servers from large email hosting companies such as Hotmail, Google's, which use software to open the connection to a top mail server and then quickly submit millions of random email addresses and record which addresses are valid. This easy to use email address is very easy to get, so there is no real cost to creating huge account of spam. Furthermore, incomplete legal measures currently, although some countries in the world like US, Germany, Japan, and UK's electronic communications act have a certain degree of deterrent effort on the fight against spammers and have also reduced the spirit of spam to a certain extent, but more countries have not yet introduced them. It can be clearly seen from the above pictures, the most from China followed by Brazilians. It can be said that seems to country occupied global spanning about 3/5 of the source email address. It is unfortunate that both China and Brazilian are not sound about anti-spam. Therefore, the imperfection of legal measure is also one of the reasons for the proliferation of spam. However, if you look at the IP of server that send the spam, the US ranked first. Spam from US mail servers accounted for 49.6% of the total amount of spam received by domestic enterprise users, nearly half. China ranked the second. This shows that although the country with the second judiciary like United States does not solve the problem of spam, this is because the internet itself is open. A global standardization anti-spam law should be better able to solve problem through legal channels, but its operation is very difficult. And moreover, the line between computer virtuals and email is becoming increasingly blurred. This means that some measures email often carried on visual Trojan. Please see these pictures. It appears to be a plain Word document called Technical Point for Review .docx, but if the user double-click to open the document, the self-extractioning program will call the RAR program to decompress itself. It will release the Trojan and open the decompression normally. The documents confuse the victim of the attack and make the victim think that he just opened the Word document. However, the Trojan file is that is obvious, and your personal privacy and even your personal privacy will be seriously threatened. By the pictures, you also can see in the mails and received by enterprise email users, the proportion of normal mail is only about 25.4%. Although all kind of antivirus of defense software can help us stay away from the threat of computer virus carried by spam, but why spam is still spreading around the world? Another important reason is that it's open. In the internet, you never know what hackers or criminals will create and how they will update their spam. And in conclusion, there are many reasons for spam flooding. It is concluded that benefits are huge. The access to spam addresses is extremely easy, and the cost is very low or even unnecessary. The construction of anti-spam laws is not perfect, and the way computer viruses and spam are spread is always constantly uploaded and difficult to stop. This is why has spam become popular. That's all.
Avoiding spam. So how do you avoid spam? Avoid opening any emails that you don't recognize from any addresses, just anything that looks suspicious or something that you haven't signed up for. Don't reply to spam emails that lets them know that your account is active, and then they'll just keep sending you more spam. Don't threaten spammers, because just like squatters, they have rights too. So they'll keep, anyway. Hitting the unsubscribe button at the bottom of the email, or even clicking on attachments, avoid those options, because that lets them know, because they can set certain hyperlinks and stuff to let them know that that email account is active, so they'll probably keep sending you more spam. If you show inactivity, they're more likely to stop sending it to you because you're not replying. Disposable emails. So having like an extra email. So you have your primary one, which you use for everything that you find important, and then you have a secondary one for like random accounts that you sign up for, random games or random things that you do online. Treat your email address like it's your mobile number. You wouldn't give that out to everyone, so just treat that the same. If you have a website, don't put your email address on there as a method of contact, because that lets people know where you're coming from. The munging technique, which I'll let you look up yourself because it's quite interesting. Using CAPTCHA, which is completely automated public Turing test to tell the difference between a human and a computer. So having that available, it protects your email address even more. Not including your email as part of a signature, as every time you reply to any sort of email, that just creates more widespread for people to access your email address, for spammers to just keep spamming you even more. Guestbooks are prime for email harvesting, so be careful of any forums or any posts that hyperlink your email to your username. Most accounts will let you just put up your username instead of your email address. That's the way of you viewing yourself on an account. So if you have that option disabled, then a lot of people won't be able to get hands on your email address. Review any T's and C's and turn off any read receipts or display of embedded images. Again, if you have them automatically displayed, that means that it just activates that link, allowing the spammers to know that your account is active. Spam filters. Usually a program designed to detect unwanted emails and prevent them from getting into your inbox. A lot like Gmail, Yahoo, they already have embedded spam filters in place. This is to help, but again, this doesn't work completely. Like most filtering systems, spam filters look for a certain criteria or of which its judgment is based from. So like it looks for keywords, certain behaviors, certain traits within that email that identify that it's a spammer. They can be simple or sophisticated depending on whether you use Gmail or Yahoo, or if you want you can download extra spam filters, but that tends to have a learning curve of how to install it, and can also have negative effects because you can start blocking off certain emails that you wanted but without you realizing that they're there.
How did it start and how spam has been affected the email users? It all started in 1978 when an advertisement of a new digital computer was distributed by Getty. Not much familiar about this act. Many people had different reactions about it. Some found it obstructive, whereas the others didn't really care. However, Gary was able to sell 14 million worth of computers, which made him the father of spam. Soon this term was adopted by the early internet users, and in 1990, it opened doors for pioneers to send unsolicited messages. If we really think about spam is an issue of consent, not content, because an electronic message is deemed to be spam if recipient's personal identity is and context is irrelevant, as this message is applicable to other potential users as well. Actions taken since then. According to the research in 2003, internet service providers was considered to be spam. Soon, US implemented some legislation to tackle the volumes of unsolicited messages, and afterwards there were some other countries who came along with some regulations. However, spam is still considered to be a global problem. This is partly because there are some countries who have weaker spam laws. But now, if we see, there are some ISPs who are coming up with better and who are getting better and better in defining and filtering spam in order to provide better value to their customers. Changes over years. Now we see ISP is working daily with the responsibility of sorting through emails. At start, to counter the unwanted emails, ISPs start using crude filters. These were based on keywords, patterns, and some special characters. While partially effective, it was still these measures were still considered to be inaccurate and caused many false positives. To further reduce this problem, ISPs came up with standard authentication mechanisms like SPF and sender ID, and following them, domain keys. Email clients now have put the power firmly in our hands by offering us some sophisticated features for managing the unwanted emails. This has given the ISPs an opportunity to embrace big data, which records every action of their users, and they can determine which are the unwanted and the wanted emails. Future of spam. We believe that the trend towards the sophisticated response will continue, and the future is more likely to bring deliverability experts to pay attention to. We also believe that constantly reviewing advanced analytics will become a steady requirement. In my opinion, if ISPs keep on using big data, they will be able to tackle the false positives almost entirely.
In conclusion, even if companies are making efforts to reduce spam, like Google, like Yahoo, there's always ways for them to just spam. Just like most crimes, they become illegal, there'll always be people that go around it. Spam click rates are still on the rise, jumping from 13.4% in 2017 to 14.2% now, with this year still set to end, so this number can increase. This is in part to spammers, again, just inventing new ways to still spam you. And whilst new methods of spam are in continuous development and it remains very easy to avoid, just be careful online because spammers are here to stay.